John Stockton isn't just another name in NBA history. He's the name at the very top of two of the league's most unbreakable records: most assists and most steals. Think about that for a moment. Out of every superstar who's ever stepped onto a basketball court, no one has ever created more scoring opportunities or taken the ball away more times than him. His numbers aren't just impressive, they're untouchable. And yet, despite his historic dominance, Stockton built his legacy quietly, without seeking the spotlight. That's what makes his story so powerful. Born on March 26, 1962 in Spokane, Washington, Stockton grew up surrounded by sports. His grandfather, Huss Stockton, was a football star in the 1920s, and John carried on that competitive spirit in basketball. At Gonzaga Prep, he broke the city's single-season scoring record, and when it came time for college, he stayed local at Gonzaga University. By his senior year, Stockton was leading his conference in scoring, assists, and steals, proving that greatness could come from anywhere, even a small school in Washington. Isn't it amazing how some of the biggest legends rise from the most unlikely places? Drafted 16th overall by the Utah Jazz in 1984, Stockton wasn't exactly a fan favorite at first. In fact, when the pick was announced, Jazz fans were silent because they barely knew who he was. But it didn't take long for him to win them over. By the late 1980s, Stockton was leading the league in assists and steals, turning the Jazz into a consistent playoff team. Season after season, he made passing an art form in defense a nightmare for his opponents. Doesn't it show that real greatness doesn't always come with noise, but with consistent dominance? Stockton's partnership with Karl Malone became one of the most iconic duos in NBA history. Together, they perfected the pick and roll, playing over 1,400 games side by side, and building a bond that was nearly unstoppable. Their chemistry took the Jazz all the way to the NBA Finals in 1997 and 1998. One unforgettable moment came when Stockton drained a buzzer-beating three-pointer over Charles Barkley in the 1997 Western Conference Finals to send the Jazz to their first finals. Even in defeat against Michael Jordan's Bulls, Stockton's brilliance made history. Doesn't it make you wonder how different the story might be if not for running into the greatest team ever assembled? But Stockton's legacy goes far beyond finals appearances. On February 1st, 1995, he passed Magic Johnson to become the NBA's all-time leader in assists, and then left the record in the dust. By retirement, he had 15,806 assists and 3,025 steals. To this day, those numbers haven't been touched, and most experts believe they never will be. That level of consistency over nearly 20 years is unmatched. And when you realize he missed only 22 games in his entire career, it becomes even more unbelievable. Doesn't that kind of durability feel almost superhuman? Stockton retired in 2003 after 19 seasons, all with the Utah Jazz. The franchise honored him with a statue outside the arena and retired his number 12 jersey. He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2009, and also again in 2010 as part of the legendary 1992 Dream Team, that Olympic squad, filled with names like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird, is still called the greatest basketball team ever, and Stockton earned his place among them with 2 Olympic gold medals. Even surrounded by icons, his presence was undeniable. Doesn't that prove his greatness belonged on the biggest stage? Off the court, Stockton remained tied to the game, coaching youth, writing his autobiography Assisted, and even working briefly as an assistant coach at Montana State. While his later years brought attention for outspoken views off the court, his basketball legacy remains intact. Discipline, loyalty, and a team-first mentality that defined everything he did. In an era of highlight reels and self-promotion, Stockton was the rare superstar who let his play speak louder than words. Doesn't that make his story even more inspiring today? John Stockton may never have won an NBA championship, but his records, his consistency, and his impact on the game have made him immortal. He is proof that greatness doesn't need a spotlight. It needs dedication, loyalty, and an unshakable will to win. If you enjoyed learning about John Stockton's legendary career, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Share this video with your fellow basketball fans, and drop a comment about who we should cover next. The world of basketball is filled with untold stories of legends, and you won't want to miss what's coming next.